So that was how she came about. But Chris and I, we laughed so hard. For some reason, you know how you get the giggles with just, I mean, if you get, and you can't, it got so bad that Chris and I couldn't look at each other in the eye, almost, because he would do something. His name was Lieutenant Richard Castillo, and there's a scene in which we introduce ourselves. You know, we're talking, and we still don't know our names, and you know, he says, you know, I don't know your name, and I said, I'm Lieutenant Yar. Well, do you have a first name? You know, I think he says, and yeah, Tasha. And he said, well, I'm Lieutenant Richard Castillo. And then he improv this line, but you can call me Dick. And I fell on the floor laughing, and from that time on, just stupid, like immature junior high stuff, I could not keep a straight face, to the point where there's a scene in Yesterday's Enterprise where Chris and I are in the background, and it's a scene that Picard and the captain of the Enterprise C are having this very long scene. Lots of words, lots of techno babble, as we called it, and intense, and it's all coming down to this. What are we going to do about this ship? And Chris and I are supposed to be in the background opening panels and fixing wires. Well, he looks at me, and I look at him, and I'm biting my lip. And soon I can't do it any longer, and you hear this. Cut. Patrick looks, and I go into this fake coughing. and Chris goes, oh God, so sorry, Patrick, can someone get her some water? And he's covering for me, and I can't lift my head up. I'm laughing so hard. I've wrecked Patrick's take. To this day, I don't know if Patrick really knows, you know. I don't ever tell him. He'll sue me or something.
Thank you. Denise, we have time for one more, and was that, did you have a question? Oh, okay. One more real quick, and then we...
I'm just curious, growing up, what your take on the original series was, whether it was part of your life or not.
That's a great question. When Star Trek first came on the air, I didn't watch it too much. It was... for some reason, I don't really, I mean, I did, but I really got into it when it went into syndication for the first time in LA. It used to come on at like every night at 5. And at the time I had rented a little house on a property of an 83-year-old Italian immigrant who, in exchange for my house, I did his farming, gardening. He had an organic farm, actually. His name is Chico. And he and I, every day at 5 o'clock, I was 18 and he was 83. Every day we would sit down and watch Star Trek together. That was our show. And when I got the part on The Next Generation, I thought so much of Chico, and he had since passed, and how, you know, oh God, I get very, you know, teary-eyed just thinking about it. How odd and how perfect that was, you know, and how proud he would have been, you know. That's a good way to end.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Tasha Yar, Ms. Denise